Vic. And first of all, Vic is amazing. He's just a dope individual. We're both a part of YP. We both have served in leadership within this organization under the Young Professionals. He was actually president. I don't know when he was president. That just sounds horrible, and I'm so sorry. My apologies, friend. But he's doing a lot. He's doing amazing work. And as we progress as people, we know that computers are going to be intertwined with our life. So the information that he's sharing today, I believe, and will be not only good for our mentees, but just us in general. We all use ChatGPT in some capacity. I personally feel that ChatGPT is your best friend. Mm-hmm. And she looks out, and she's a she, in my opinion. She could be a he, but he's just doing amazing work, and I'm definitely grateful for him to come and share this information with you all today. So I'm going to give it over to Vic, aka Victor Rogers, and yeah, I'm gonna beat myself so you can talk. And it is related. It's related.
Gotcha. Thank you for the introduction. I still got it.
That's me.
1 2 1 2. All right. So can you look in the Zoom to make sure that they can hear? Can y'all give the chat like a thumbs up? Shayla, just tell me if that pops up. I want to make sure that everybody is able to hear me. But thank you for that warm introduction. Me and her go way back. I was doing urban league work back in I think 2014. So I'm an old guy now. But what we're here today for is a venture that I started called Sustainable Growth Creative. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk a little bit about my venture, but it's all really about AI advocacy and AI literature, right? So we're going to talk about, what is AI, how to leverage AI, and kind of go from there. The objective is...
Nobody's hearing nothing.
Good call. All right, now we go. All right, cool. All right, so let me run it from the top real quick. Sorry about that to the people in the Zoom room. So for the ones in the Zoom room, please send questions. I'll definitely try to make sure to answer. But you didn't really miss nothing. I was just blabbering about a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. You will get a presentation about my journey in AI, and then hopefully we can get through this part, and then we can actually do some live utilization of the tool, right? So again, Victor Rogers here, founder of Sustainable Growth Creative. We are a minority-owned business in Richmond, Virginia. Been in establishment since February of 2023. Let's begin. Boom. So a little bit about myself. Been doing this AI thing recently for about a year and some change, and the whole objective was to get people prepared to enter into the workforce, to get people ready to get a job, right? So I'm a recruiter, but I've been working in tech, so I like to say that I have 10 years of recruitment experience, but also 10 years in tech experience, because I'm hiring everybody throughout the software development lifecycle, right? So when you're hiring tech people, if you're any good, you got to know tech to be able to talk about tech, right? So I know back when I was hiring people for Capital One years ago, machine learning was a thing, but it didn't really become the trending topic until recently, right? And then when I saw it as an opportunity to go out and teach people, I figured, okay, well, what will be some of the things that I could really help people with? And the number one thing is time. If there's nothing you leave with today is that AI can help you add time to your life. So Aja, how long does
Close.
I'm gonna get it right, Miss A from VSU, right? How long does it take for you to get ready to go to work in the morning?
Depends on the day.
Good answer.
Yeah, depends on the day. Average hour and a half.
Hour and a half, gotcha. So if I could tell you that there's a way to cut that hour and a half down to 30 minutes, I think that might be something that is worthwhile, yay or nay?
Possibly.
Possibly. So we got some motion, but that's what we're gonna do today. across multiple use cases. Now, it's kind of hard to really leverage AI a whole lot.
Faith is
Fifth word. It's kind of hard to leverage AI with getting yourself ready for work because there's a lot of different variables there, right? Like I know my wife, she never gets to work. Well, she gets out of the house, but she always running behind because like she got to get her hair did, or she got to pick out the right outfit or whatnot, right? So like some of that stuff that's in like the real world per se, right? It's gonna be tough to fix, right? But what if I could tell you that you can have your week set up to where X, Y, and Z is already established for you, so the amount of decisions that you have to make are substantially reduced, giving you that 30 minutes back to where you can do whatever you want with it, right? Like that's my thought process with how we're gonna talk about AI today. And just a little bit about the company, Sustainable Growth Creative. We offer tools and guidance around AI literacy. And it's all about empowerment, integrity, innovation, and inclusivity. Those are my values. That's what I stand for. But the big thing is upskilling the workforce for tomorrow. So, young lady, what's your name again? What grade are you in?
Raquel, I'm going to the 11th grade.
Raquel, going to the 11th grade. This is my 20-year high school reunion this year, right? So, shout out to you. I remember when I was in that seat. Your world is going to be different from mine. So, like, by the time you're about ready to go to college and getting out and doing your internships, like, this whole concept of generative intelligence, generative AI, what we're talking about, is going to be something where, it's going to be on job descriptions, right? So I want to prepare you to be able to take whatever opportunity without any kind of hurdle, right? So like on the job descriptions, it said, hey, if on the job description, if it says have I leveraged AI before, I want you to be able to say it with confidence, like, yeah, I did it getting ready to write essays for applications for jobs and things of that nature, right? So, but all that has to happen cohesively at the same rate. Right now, there's a lot of people in society that are ahead of the game when it comes to AI, and they're going to be better when those positions get out there, right? So, like my whole goal is to ensure that people are prepared and that people are able to, use AI effectively for whatever use case that they're mainly interested in. That's a little about mission, vision, services. We provide AI coaching. These classes, I do one-on-one coaches, and then I do public speaking. And if you're interested in kind of identifying what we got going on, website is my name, www.victorrogers.ai. So we're gonna start talking about AI now, but by show of hands or anybody in the audience on Zoom, does anybody have any thoughts on AI?
I think it's beneficial.
We got one person that says it's beneficial.
I think it could be beneficial but also harmful.
Beneficial and harmful.
It could be fun. I use it for graphics, but yeah.
Dope. Anybody in the crowd? Let me see. I got one chat. Gives a smart option. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So all AI is just artificial intelligence. It's a computer and a robot performing tasks for you, right? But what people kind of forget sometimes is that AI has been here forever. So like if you look at your phone right now, like your pictures are going to be structured by AI, right? And they're randomized. Like I know I got some like playlists, not playlists. I got some photos that are like for me and my wife on vacation, and they put it together in this nice little PDF. I'm like, what is this? I'm not even that hip. But Apple has been doing that for a little while, right? Siri has always been, AI, right? And then you also have YouTube recommendations and a lot of other things like that. So like AI is nothing more than something that you see now. It's just more popularized now because generative AI, the T in ChatGPT stands for transformative, right? That transformer part, it changed the game. So that's what a lot of people like really cling to. But I want people to be comfortable with AI. Don't feel like AI is something that you should be shy to use. I know I've done speeches where people said that they feel like bad using that tool. Don't do that, because the big thing about AI is you want to get so cold with leveraging that tool that when you go to work, if you pop up 30 minutes late, well, you've been using AI so much so that you're getting 10 times more performance out of your 9 to 5 to where they don't have to think twice, like, man, Shorty came to work late, but she's nice for what she do, right? So like, it's a tool. That's all it is. Generative AI is a tool. We're gonna talk about the tools. So, this is gonna actually relate a lot more to you. So when you're looking to write an essay, let's say I wanted you to write an essay about something that's going on in geopolitics right now. What's the first thing you're gonna do?
Brainstorm, like on a piece of paper, everything I know about that topic.
And if you had to say how many things you know about that specific topic, like what would be the number of like different ideas that you come to mind that if you just wrote down on a piece of paper right now?
By myself, probably maybe like 3. I probably have to research.
Boom. So one of the things that you can do with AI when creating an essay is what you just suggested, brainstorm. So for one, some people might not even be hip to like geopolitical issues. ChatGPT, give me 10 examples of geopolitical issues. And then of those 10, okay, I like those 10. Well, I really like these 5. Dig deeper, try again, tell me more about these 5. And then from there, you'll whittle it down and like, hey, I really want to focus my attention on this. So help me with crafting a document about, let's say, what's going on in Haiti. That is a big thing going on geopolitically. A lot of unrest in Haiti. And, let's talk about what happened in 1804 when, the slave rebellion overthrew France and got their independence and freedom. Well, okay, that's good, but what happened between 1804 and the chaos going over there now? ChatGPT can help with brainstorming, but it's bigger than that, and it's deeper than just leveraging the tool for brainstorming. What else I want to be able to do? Oh, that's not going to work. There is an acronym called WRITE, and I'm just going to exit out of this because I want to be able to show y'all that whole acronym. All right, so hopefully y'all can catch me on the screen on Zoom. So when you're writing your essay, after you've done your brainstorming, you can just ask it to draft an essay for you, right? And you just throw it in there. But the biggest thing about AI is don't believe it 100%. At the end of the day, it's a tool. You got to fact check it, because if it come back and say that Christopher Columbus sailed around Alaska, then you're not going to be proper, right? What you're going to be doing is you're going to present something that is not ideal for your classroom assignment, right? So number one on here is going to always be review, right? Now granted, it comes in the R, and we already talked about brainstorming, but when you're getting there though, make sure that once you brainstorm, you can put everything on the document, and then from there you review it. So by a show of hands, not even outside of a show of hands, just spout off, like, so outside of ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is called a large language model. So moving forward, when we talk, I'm going to make sure that I'm using that language, because I want y'all to get comfortable with that language. So independent of that LLM, large language model, what are some other LLMs that you use outside of ChatGPT? Anybody?
Gemini.
Good answer. Brother, thank you for coming here today. And please do my service, brother.
Okay.
Gemini, we're going to talk about Gemini. What about you?
There's a humanization AI.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know about you, but I know if I'm writing an essay or anything in that case, I don't want them to, see that it's 100% AI. Like, I want to put my own input in. So I put it through that humanization, take it out of the humanization, and then, critique it my way so that it works for me and also for what is needed in the project or paper or whatever.
I love that. Write this down. It's called Write Human.
That's what it's called.
Write Human. It's a brother out of Midlothian that I met. He was with Lighthouse Labs. For those who are not aware, that's it's like a funding arm of, I think, the same people that fund this building, VIPC, I believe. But Lighthouse Labs, they give $20,000 grants to new startup businesses, and Right Human, minority-owned business, just started, right? So check them out for plagiarism. That's ideal. What about you, young lady? Are there any tools or LLMs that you're aware of outside of the ones that have been mentioned?
Grammarly and Turnitin.
Good. There you go. Good.
I use Grammarly, Quillbot, and Word, something called WordBiz.
Word.
And they were it just correct your grammar and also generate different ways of saying something.
10-4. And then let me see. Shayla, is anybody I can't. Okay, gotcha.
The first thing again, the right,
Right Human.
right as in like the direction, or right as in that's all right.
Right, like I'm writing dope rhymes.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in the chat.
No doubt, no doubt. So we've talked about a couple of different letters in the framework. So review and then improve. What you talked about was when you put it through like Right Human, that's going to improve it to make sure that there's clarity in it. It's it's you. And then actually, yeah, Quillbot and a couple of those other LLMs, you can use it and you can test it and then edit it, right? So at the end of the day, when it comes to leveraging AI to create a essay, some of the biggest things that I want y'all to recognize is like you can easily put it in there with grammar. I'm one of those kids who, if you've ever heard the statistic, if you can't read by the 3rd grade, you're gonna go to jail. I'm the anomaly because by the 3rd grade, I wasn't reading well, and then I fell out, and a lot of my buddies was just doing wild stuff, right? But at the same time, if I would have had something like this to like help me when it comes to like reading, writing, and arithmetic, might have gone a different direction in life. I'm here right now, so I think I'm blessed. But at the same time, like one of the big things, if there's nothing you learn from, what can AI help me do? Grammar. It can help you with grammar. The second thing is, we've already talked about some of the tools that help you with plagiarism. You don't want to get caught up jacking nobody's stuff, period. One of the biggest things I'll tell you about people in AI right now is like people, the artists in particular, you're stealing my stuff, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you don't want to be caught out like they're doing that. If you're going to do something, cite it. When you're doing essays, like what are some of the ways that they got y'all doing essays or like citations now in high school? Because like, granted, I've been out of high school forever, but
I think it's called ELA format for citation.
So write this down. If you're going to use AI to write an essay, at the end of writing it down, tell it to give you an ELA summarized report of the sources that you use. So you don't have to worry about your teacher saying, hey man, this is not real, So like AI is cool and it's a great tool, but don't forget, show your work, make sure that the people who did the real stuff to get it on paper get the proper credit, because you don't want nobody to do that. And then at the end of the day, grammar is great, but the writing is immaculate. Something that I love telling people, man, this is my favorite prompt to put in AI. Write an essay, follow me, in the style and voice and tone of Donald Trump, but use the verbiage of Barack Obama. Now, you got to think about what that sounds like, right? Both of these gentlemen, right, wrong, or indifferent, former presidents. When you're a president, you got to go out and do these types of things over and over again. Barack Obama is always going to be inspirational to me just because he's a brother, man. I was in high school and he spoke well. He had the image of what you want in a black man. Great father, great husband, and he was a leader, and he spoke elegant, right? Some people though, like we in Petersburg, right? So like some people, like up the street, that might go over their head. Trump talks to that constituency. Trump can get a crowd of individuals who have never really paid attention to politics at all to quote his, in my opinion, probably one of the most famous taglines ever in history. Make America Great Again. Do I agree with it politically? No. But if you're able to simplify something to get people to follow behind it, you're going to see kids get MAGA on their neck. Or you're going to see kids say, not kids, you're going to see older people say, build the wall. Like, so it's all about how you can reach the audience. So back to AI. If you can write a document that reaches the audience like Trump did, but says it like Obama does, then you got to ask yourself, what type of outcome you're going to get, right? When you start thinking about ways to leverage the tool, like do stuff like that. I'm a old school politics guy, right? So I'm always going to think like that. But like, if you want to take a step back and not even use politics, let's say use the style and tone of Eddie Murphy, but then let's say we use the verbiage of Larry the Cable Guy. See what I'm saying? Like two different guys in their respective spaces that are able to reach crowd, but they're able to reach the crowd differently. So again, as we go to the next page, when we're talking about using AI for writing, you can go a lot of different directions. Make sure you use it for grammar, plagiarism, and writing assistance. Let me see what the chat's talking about. Yeah, man. And just because we here, write this down. Chat Black GPT is the GPT you should be using. Now that's a me thing. I'm biased because Erin Riddick is the founder of that tool. I met that young lady and I'm very, very passionate about the work she's doing. I'm a DEI guy, so if you're ever wondering why AI is kind of racist, because it is. But it isn't because it was more so intended to be like that. It just, when you're using data that's flawed from humans and we're biased, then it is what it is. Chat Black GPT though cuts through that. That's something that you can use. Always advocate for it. Share that with your people. So let me take a step back. Thoughts, questions about essays, because I want to make sure they're on the same page with how to check essays, get essays written, and like doing it for homework and stuff like that. Thoughts, feedback, open to any of that. Awesome. Now, this is why I specialize in. This is my passion. So when we talk about resumes, Canva is a great tool that will make your resume stand out. I personally never used Canva because I'm an old school guy. I just like Microsoft Word, black and white, easy indentions or whatnot. But like if you're trying to get in on a marketing agency in downtown Richmond and it's like a marketing job, right? You want it to look sexy. So what you can do is you could put your resume in Canva and then you can help it create a customized, unique visual resume, right? But at the end of the day, the resume can look good, but what's in the resume? So let's say you work at McDonald's and you're trying to figure out how you can make yourself stand out. So people might not respect it, but from a guy who's been doing this recruiting thing for like a decade, if I see that you was working, if I see your resume 5 years from now and I see that you was in Petersburg over here at Church's Chicken, right? You might not be able to say like dumping chicken or making biscuits is something that is attractive to a guy or an employer that's trying to hire you for engineering. But what it shows is that you know how to work with a team, you know how to come to work, show up on time, especially if there's tenure there, right? But how do you verbalize that? Well, what you could say is you can use AI and you can ask for it to, enhance my skill set and what I did while working at Church's Chicken, right? And then this is the part. You would then use the job description and then say, tailor it to this job description to ensure that it allows me to be the #1 contestant for this role. See, like when you're using this tool, you got to talk to it and prompt it in a way that allows for you to dream bigger, imagine it, right? At the end of this, I have a prompt library that I'm gonna share with everybody. It's free, so that's gonna help. But I'm all about teaching people how to fish as opposed to just chunking them a catfish sandwich. Thoughts, feedback, we got on that?
Oh, I've used Canva, but not in that way. I make graphics for the nonprofit I work with. But that's interesting.
Oh yeah. I mean, like Canva is super dope. Like I've applied to some grants recently, and I haven't used Canva a lot. And I was like, ooh, if I was good at it, I probably might be a little bit better off with some of the grants that I did. So I love to lock in with you on the back end to figure out how to use it more effectively.
Oh yeah.
And then like at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this over and over again. When something comes out, never just accept it the first time around. Personalize it. Make sure the resume speaks to you. Like if you was making chicken but now saying that you over here making falafels or gyros, like that's not your job. So like AI messes up a lot. We asked about different LLMs. The brother over here said Gemini. I'm gonna give you 7. It's in my prompt library, but I'm gonna give you 7. ChatGPT is always gonna be number 1. They just updated their tool to now ChatGPT 4.0. I'm paying for that. I get it for free, so I'm kind of mad about it. But it's a good tool. You can talk to it. Copilot is Microsoft's tool. Love that tool. And that tool, in my opinion, is the second best. This name is going to sound nuts, but it's dope. Perplexity, great tool. Definitely use Perplexity. Gemini, of course, standard, Google. Claude, CLAUD, that's Anthropic. That's the company that they're using. And actually, as of today of this recording, Anthropic just had an update. I think their 3.5 is like better. Like so, Anthropic, Claude, as well that is. So Claude, ChatGPT, and Gemini, they all just had updates within the last 30 days. So if you haven't really used those tools, now you get the opportunity to use better enhanced version of those tools. And there's 2 more that I can't think of off the top of my head, but we're gonna keep it moving. Go ahead, you got a question.
I want to know, is the text-to-speech AI? That's correct? Okay, yeah, I use that sometimes too.
Yeah, we're gonna do that here.
Me too.
Cool.
Yeah. You know what, just because you said that,
Mm-hmm.
AI is adapting so fast to where it's like, I got this 140-page prompt library, I'm just gonna get it, y'all. But is it really necessary when you don't have to copy and paste the prompts anymore? You just talk to it, right? So it's kind of like, as we're getting there, it's evolving. I will tell you though, communicating effectively with it is gonna always be the floor, the groundation. That's why I want to come here and have as many of these as possible, tell y'all folks about it, tell them to come holler at me. I teach churches, all that, man, because it's like, right now it's the infancy stages, because like, down the line there's going to be some super more advanced use cases. But yeah, text to speech is amazing. That's a game. That's a game changer. And that's on ChatGPT 4.0 right now. So good call. Let me look in the
Got me
chat.
through college.
Not this second.
Conditions or study at the
It got me through college. I will say that. It got me through college because I can't sit still for nothing. Turn that on, I'll be doing laundry.
No, exactly.
So then I think we kind of did a little bit of this, but fundamentals, like the basic concepts. What I'm teaching y'all right now, the term is called prompt engineering. This is pretty much a prompt engineering 101 class, right? And for all the LLMs I just told you about, those 5, you're not going to be able to get the most out of it if you don't know how to prompt engineer effectively. So definitely make sure you do that. And then just do some hands-on stuff. Like while we here, just sprout out stuff in the crowd. We're gonna figure something out. We're gonna lock in together. And then tons of online resources. So I got a certification from the University of Pennsylvania in AI business, which is super dope. That I could say I got a cert from the University of Penn. Like that's a great school. Hard cert to get though. Hard cert to get. The first one I got though was from Vanderbilt. That's teaching people how to use prompt engineering. And I think that's like one of the most downloaded consorta. I think that's actually a ADD medicine. Consorta. Coursera. Boom. Coursera is the platform where you can get educated on how to leverage AI. And then also LinkedIn. Took a lot of LinkedIn courses, right? But again, because we're locking in today, my prompt library that I'm going to share you on the first page, there is a YouTube clip with 160 YouTube pages. Videos that I just looked at over time, and that's what got me in front of y'all today. I taught myself how to leverage this tool. So you don't have to spend money. You just, if you are really interested, take the tools out there and get out there and learn. I think it is time to go ahead and do the brainstorming session. Yeah. So let's do this. Okay. All right, so now we have gotten to the part that I like the most. Let's just play with the tools. So when we're what we're about to do now is from the crowd, from the screen, from Zoom, you know, holler at me. We're gonna come up with something, right? So whole thing, what we're about to do now is so AI brainstorming session. So you know, anything about any problem that you want to do, we're gonna identify a problem, then we're gonna use AI to come up with a solution, and then we're going to present it. If there was a bigger group of people, I'd probably say everybody break up into teams, but since there's only like 5 of us, you know, we can collaboratively do this. I'll take the notes here, and I'll put it in the tool, and we'll kind of figure out how to go from there. But this is all about, you know, collectively working together in here. I'll say, man, y'all can take a couple minutes to get to know each other a little bit more. Like if there's something in the world that y'all wanted to learn how to use AI for, you know, let's figure that out today. And you know, it's 11:52. Let's lock back in at about like 11:55ish. Cool?
Okay.
Y'all understand the assignment?
Mhm.
Beautiful. I'm going to run to the bathroom.
Okay. Asia. Mm-hmm. Welcome,
Hi, hello, my name is George.
George. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Okay, so
What are we supposed to be doing?
I guess we're supposed to be finding a problem and then like brainstorming a problem? Maybe? Yeah. Okay. And then I guess maybe AI is gonna solve it.
Alright.
I guess that's my understanding.
Okay.
What is the quickest way to get rich?
That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good one. Quickest legal way?
Whatever AI gives
You know,
us.
specify, you know.
Quickest, legitimate.
Or to solve global warming.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
That is tricky.
It is. Okay.
So we just found one thing.
I guess we could do multiple things.
I want to know how. Well, basically, this how inflation doesn't affect us. That's oh my God.
Seriously.
Mhm.
They gave you higher the minimum wage, and now the groceries.
Right.
It's crazy.
But that's.
Do they have Wi-Fi here?
Mhm.
Oh yes.
It's the Virginia hotspot. There's no password. Virginia hotspot.
Oh, it's VSU. Yes. It's
Wait, VSU Wi-Fi here?
Yeah.
It stretched out that far.
It says
What?
VSU guest, and then it clicks on it. You don't have to put sign in or do anything. You see that on the Wi-Fi?
I see VSU student.
Oh, you don't see
VSU guest reaches out that far? Jeez.
Let me see if they let me in.
Maybe someone here has it. I don't know.
It might be me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It might not be me. I don't know.
To the guest.
Oh, I see it.
Okay, so yours has the hotspot as VSU student, but then I have VSU guest.
I guess that's
So you
probably.
have 3 of them.
It's probably. It might be because it reaches out this far. That's probably what it is.
How we doing with
It's not me.
with everything?
We got 3.
3? Okay, let's see what the chat says. Ah, gosh.
I know colleges meet here too, because I live around here, I don't have VSU guests, so must be that somewhere here they have a hotspot for VSU.
That's probably what it is. Because I'm like,
Yeah, one of the office got Virginia State on it.
oh, well, if that's the case, then yeah.
Yeah, they got an office in it.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, I I just work in admissions. That's all. That's all I do. I don't know these things. But I would have figured it did because we have students out here, and they did do some type of initiative where they gave students Wi-Fi during COVID. So.
And I know Bright Space, certain college courses you can take out here. For the community.
Mm-hmm.
That what the program is called. Bright Place, that's what it is.
All right, so we are going to shift now to the interactive part, and I'll just kind of show you how AI is, how you can leverage the tool, and we'll go from there. In the chat, I can't see you, but I hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
So, hold up, we got the chat right here. All right, cool. All right, so we'll go over the problem and solution, but let me tell y'all about this prompt library. This is what you get for coming here today. So this is the first page of it. That's my website. If you ever send business my way, I'm a young, struggling entrepreneur trying to make some money. So yeah, do that. But independent of that, just a little bit of what we're doing. So like, everybody in here has their own individual intelligence, natural intelligence. But then when you use AI, what happens is you combine those both, you combine them together. A good guy named 19 Keys, I listen to a lot of his content. He was the first person I ever heard say enhanced intelligence. Later on down the line, I started hearing it being called augmented intelligence. So when you become an augmented intelligent person, you're able to use the tool for a multitude of reasons, right? So like verbiage is important. And if you want to know anything about AI, this brother Amon Ra is the dopest dude ever. Look him up. I'll tell you like this, his credentials is he went and got from his bachelor's up to his doctorate, all HBCUs, and by show of hands, who's familiar with NVIDIA?
Sounds familiar.
None of y'all ever heard of NVIDIA? Dope.
Sounds familiar.
NVIDIA, please in the chat, like none of that to say yes. NVIDIA, look it up. NVIDIA is a company that creates semiconductors, and they are in essence like. You have the Michael Jordans, and they're the Michael Jordans of pretty much making semiconductors. But they're so great as a company, and you can tell I got a little bit invested in them.
What's a semiconductor?
Good answer, good question. So a semiconductor is pretty much what runs these computers, this AI functionalities, things of that nature, right? Like these little small chips are what allow for the tool to do what the tool does. But to make these chips, it's extraordinarily complex. And what NVIDIA did, they cornered the market. So they make these chips better than anybody in the world. Their second closest competitor is Taiwan Semiconductor. Now this is the finance part. Definitely write this down if y'all interested in stocks and stuff. I'm not a stock investor, but like I know the sector, I know the market. TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor, I would say that if you had to compare it, NVIDIA is like Ruth Chris Steakhouse. And TSM is kind of like Church's Chicken. That's how far of a gap it is between number one and number two in the space. AMD is a good tool, a good company as well. Check them out. And if you ever want to invest in stuff, not to get too far down the line, but like ETFs, exchange traded funds, are what you do. SOX, SOXX, and SMH are two semiconductor ETFs that you can invest in. Investing comes with risk. Do your research, but while you're here, there's no way I'm not going to put y'all up on game about it. But needless to say, none of that stuff would have happened if it wasn't for Amon Ra. He was the data scientist at NVIDIA who really pushed the line to get us where we're at today. Another thing about NVIDIA, they really were a part of the crypto boom. So a lot of what you see in like crypto, like Bitcoin and all that stuff, you have to mine that. There's a process called mining, right? And it takes a certain kind of chip to do the mining. Again, I could talk about NVIDIA for days, but those two use cases is what makes NVIDIA, Ruth Chris, and everybody else Popeyes.
Dang.
The YouTube page right here, this link right here will take you to the 160 pages I was telling you about. And then this is my LinkedIn business page. Check that out because I post 3 times a day on there. And there's like it's free content. It's free content, right? All that being said, I'm going to scroll down to the specific prompts. But before I do that, okay, so the 2 tools that I forgot to tell y'all about. So I told y'all about ChatGPT. I told y'all about Gemini. I told y'all about Claude. I told y'all about Perplexity. And I told y'all about Copilot. 2 new ones I forgot to tell you because they're new. Meta AI is Facebook's LLM. It's just a good one just in case, because what ends up happening is you never want to get in a situation where you're trying to use the tool and sometimes ChatGPT don't work. But if your client is expecting something from you, what you want to do? You can use your brain. It makes sense. But if you want help, you better have some other tools. Meta AI is a good tool. And then the 7th one, which is probably the most best bang for your buck, is called Poe, like Edgar Allan Poe. Shout out to the Richmond native, Poe. That is actually a tool that has every tool in it all at once. So if you just kind of want to learn how to use all the tools in one app, all these you can put on your phone, Poe. And then from there, we will now, all right, so go down to my prompt. So the way you would use my prompt library is like this. We have a problem that we need to solve. So I'm going to show you how to do it using 3 different tools. We're going to use Gemini. We're going to use ChatGPT, and we're going to use Copilot. And then I'm going to show you how the prompt library can help with those, right? But before we can do that, brainstorm, so the homework. What are we going to figure out today, people?
How to get rich.
How to get rich.
How to solve global warming.
How to solve global. How to get rich, how to solve global warming. I'm going to intentionally misspell things, and I'm going to show y'all why on the back end. Anything else?
Just about inflation.
How to have a positive
Impact.
how to not have the negative impact from inflation. I figure out.
So how to survive inflation.
Yes, exactly.
How to survive inflation.
How to simplify it.
And how to and flourish.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Frat, you got anything?
No, that my first one was mine.
10-4. So we have identified the problem. Now what we're going to do is pull up the LLMs, and we're going to put them in each one just like how I wrote them and see what happens. And then we're going to go from there. All right, bet. So I'm going to go. Shouldn't be bad. All right, personal. All right, bet. So, all right. So this is the play. Multimodal uses of AI is what you should always do. Multimodal, all that means is that you're using more than one AI simultaneously. We have one assignment. We're going to put that one assignment in 3 different tools. But then we're going to see how using 3 different tools can get you advanced responses. So all I'm going to do is just copy and paste in here. Let's see what they say. Let's see what they say. Let's see what they say. Now let's see who finished. Actually, let's see who finished first. Gemini finished first. So, how to get rich? Save and invest. Increase your earning potential. Live below your means. Sounds about right. Let's see what ChatGPT says. Invest and educate. Save and invest. Start a business. Multiple streams of income. Network. And let's see what Copilot says. Define your goals. Manage your debt. Save your interest. Okay. So, what are y'all thoughts on that?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
Okay. Now, let's talk about solve global warming. Education, awareness, innovation, collaboration, sustainable practices, policy. Reduce the carbon footprint. Now, this is something that we got to talk about. Now, ChatGPT's response on how to do this with, how to solve global warming wasn't as detailed. I love Gemini's first response. Reduce the carbon footprint. That's legit. Support sustainable business. That's probably, I think I saw that pop up. And then save, informed, stay informed, and advocate for change. Okay. And then collaboration, innovation. So to me, Gemini had the best response. And then for the last one, surviving inflation, budget, embrace self-sufficiency. Yeah. So that's be a little bit more frugal with how you're shopping and then investing. And then for inflation, for Gemini, invest in assets that hedge against inflation. I-bonds is actually a good thing to do there. I did that a couple years ago. That's some free game. Y'all can write that down. Focus on skill detail and create a budget. And then how to survive, budgeting, spending, investing in assets. Okay, so you can see how the brainstorming thing that we were talking about earlier with writing your essay, when you use 3 different tools, 3 different things, you get a lot of things going on, right? Now, the whole objective is to be able to come up with a solution to the problem. So let's identify one of these. So of the 3 that we chose, and I'm gonna check you out on Zoom just to make sure you're good. I don't think I got any questions yet. Nope, no questions. We good. Which one do y'all want to now come with find a solution for of those 3 topics that we came up with?
The first one.
Was that get rich?
Yeah.
All right, bet. So now this is the game. Respond with only the section around how to get rich. So now I'm going to isolate what it suggested and get it to pop up. And I'm gonna do the same thing here, right? So then I'm gonna copy this from Gemini. I'm gonna copy the response from Gemini, paste it in the chat GPT. Then I'm gonna copy the response from Copilot and place it in chat GPT. And then I'm gonna copy and paste, right? So then now I'm going to go to my prompt library. No, I ain't even gonna do that. So now, this is a prompt that you could put in after you've identified some of your solutions, after you've identified the problems. These are the problems. So take the added context, write this down, 10x, just the word 10 and x. 10x my knowledge and enhance your last response, then ID 5 solutions that can be measurable and actionable, and then you hit enter. So why did I do it like that, right? If you got all these different tools and all of them are different abilities to do, like, artificial intelligence, why won't you use them simultaneously? So I took intelligence from Copilot, I took intelligence from Gemini, and I threw it in ChatGPT, which I feel like is the best. I told it to take the information and 10x my knowledge. When you say 10x your knowledge and you put that in AI, it allows for you to, expound on what you got going on, right? Then you take that and you throw it in here. Now, let's see what the outcome was. Survive. Oh, well, they did all 3 of them. Now, boom. This is again example. Never take if you take the first response, sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. This is wrong. Revise your last response and only focus on how to get rich. Dig deeper and try again. So dig deeper, try again is something I always tell the tool. And then, all right, boom. So the strategies on how to get rich, actionable. So automating your investments is actually really important. If you got a 401k, definitely do that. But 15% of your income is a modest number, honestly. But track it, yeah. Being able to track what you got going on with various different tools is ideal. So like saving and investing, I'm a big proponent of that. There's a podcast called Earn Your Leisure. They teach you all about that stuff. Those guys are certified in that space. I'm not. I'm just a guy who listened to them. I made a little bit of money. Increase your earning potential, right? So the way you'll do that is keep doing stuff like this and enhancing your education, but then take what you learn and create a side hustle. This is my side hustle. You know, my full-time gig, you know, I'm a talent acquisition guy, but you know, if I want to get rich, I gotta keep doing this over and over again and get better at it, right? Live below your means is something our community doesn't get. You shouldn't be waiting in line to get J's, but like, you know, you're in debt, or you live with your mama, or your child support all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. So like, if you gotta shop at Walmart and if you gotta eat bread and water to get what you want, that's what you need to do, and be diligent behind it. I'm a frugal person. Everybody who know me, ever since I was young, they man, don't ask Vic for $1, he gonna try to talk to you about a quarter. You know what I mean? Like, but that's the thing. Like, a frugal lifestyle is ideal. Yeah, increase your savings rate, save more. I'm always telling my people to save more. Just lock in, make smart goals. If you can get real estate, that's good. Track what you got going on, and then like it keeps going. So there's a lot of different tools. So that is the complex response on how to get rich. But then revise for a high school audience with brevity. Use the word brevity, right? Because what you're going to see a lot of times is that AI will send you a book. Use the word brevity, write in clear, concise, straightforward text. Like, all those words will get it to condense it, but like brevity is better. So revise for a high school audience with brevity, highlighting action steps with as little words as possible without losing its meaning. All right, and then let's see what happens. How to get rich. That's not bad, actually. So it's still coming out in bulleted form. Revise in paragraph form. I mean, which form do y'all like better? Do y'all like it bulleted, or do y'all prefer it like in a paragraph?
I like bullets.
Yeah, bulleted.
Cool. So then, is this the answer to getting rich? I don't know, but I know somebody who might. Tell me the likelihood that the below advice will get me rich in a percentage, and what can you do to get it higher? Because of course it's not going to say it's 100%, but let's see what it says. So for the folks in the crowd, now I'm taking the answer from ChatGPT, throwing it back in Gemini, and I'm throwing it back in Copilot to see what their thoughts are, right? So it says it's impossible to give exact percentage on the likelihood to get rich, which is probably possible. RIP Nip, remember, getting rich is a marathon, it's not a sprint.
Oh, wow.
You know, RIP Nip. I swear I don't really like Gemini because it's like it gives stuff like this all the time. Like, if I play with it a little bit more, I can get it to give me a number. Over here, on Copilot, the likelihood of getting rich can vary greatly. Market conditions, no guarantee percentage. So I mean, at the end of the day, saving, diversifying, and then like, you know, the mindset, I think all those things is ideal. Like, bottom line is, you know, it's about time for me to tap. I can give you $1 million, but if you ain't never had money, it don't really matter. You're gonna blow through it. You know what I'm saying? So like, it ain't really a matter of getting rich. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon. I can't remember the guy's last name. I think that's his name. Great book to read. But like, there's a whole lot of different things. But at the end of the day, just invest in the S&P 500, man, and just keep doing it. And like, I don't know, 20 years from now, you might be good. But ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end pretty much of my presentation. I am open to answering any questions, but I do know that the other presenter is here. We did start late, so hopefully you give me a little bit of grace on that, my guy. But I want to get this back up here. Slideshow. Key takeaways before we tap. The fundamentals of AI. Tell me something you learned today about AI that you didn't know before.
I don't know. There's not much that I didn't already know.
It's a good answer.
Yeah.
Is there something that you learned that you can now share with somebody in your network and you understand more thoroughly now?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially when it comes to the resumes, and I guess like asking it specific questions and then changing the verbiage that you use instead of just saying, "Hey, I need this," and just kind of taking it face value. So.
Awesome. You are the star, the high schooler. What did you learn?
The right acronym, the right review and prove test. That's something you learn. And like you actually got to talk to AI for it to understand what you're asking.
Yep. I got the Apollo. Gotta get up out of here. What about you, young lady?
The verbiage, the how to use AI, and use the multiple screens. Cause I have 2 screens that I can use multiple things and how to be effective and just the basics so I could actually dive into it.
Awesome. So again, let me see. We got somebody in the chat. I learned AI can be employed to solve problems rather than just be a tool for information. And AI can be used to help with. Yes, thank you, Faith. Thank you. So we good over there. Did you came in on tail end, but I mean like.
Yeah, I actually learned a lot in a short time. It's like critical thinking on steroids.
Yes, that's good. That's a very good thought process. Yeah. So thank you for taking your time and listening to me. I'm really passionate about this. If y'all know anybody, groups, organizations who are interested in AI literacy and fundamentals, that's my passion. That's what I do. I also provide one-on-one coaching, and independent of both of those, do public speaking as well. Located in Richmond, Virginia. This is the business address. We downtown on Franklin. You can check out the website again. It's actually, you can go to www.victorrogers.ai or www.sustainablegrowthcreative.com and .net. Most of my content right now is on my LinkedIn business page. We just reached over 1,000 followers, so we're making a lot of traction over there. So follow us over there. Just type in Sustainable Growth Creative on LinkedIn. It's another free resource. It's gonna go with the prompt library that I'm gonna share with you. And starting in July, I'm gonna just do live sessions about the prompt library and like how to leverage it, right? Like, so at the end of the day, big people are 100% interested about AI. And then we got a link, we got an Instagram. I need to hire an intern. I ain't really good with Instagram no more, but you can tell us our old name, 2K anything. It's like some old school stuff, but check us out, SGC_2K23. Again, my name is Victor Rogers. So thankful to be out here. Lock in with the Urban League. Shout out to the league, man. Mark Moriel. Love that guy to life. I'm biased because I'm an alpha. He's an alpha, but shout out to everything that the Urban League got going on. Lock in with the Urban League of Greater Richmond, YPs, and affiliate. And I think that's it on my end. Golf clap. So then you want to plug it up here?
I don't need it.